Alright, so in this few-minute fix, I'm going to show you how to recoil a ColecoVision coil wire. Now this is just a broken one, I just have an extra of. But you could just use it as it is on the controller. And this right here is just a curtain rod. It's about the right size for the inside. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to put this on here, straightening out any coils that are wrong until I get to it. See, that one right there was wrong, so I have to recoil these. See, I want to get rid of this. It's got a twist and a kink in it, and I am recoiling it to get rid of that kink. As you can see, the kink is slowly moving down the line, so to speak. And as I said, you can do this while it's in the controller. I just happen to have this one loose. So what I've done is I've done that much right there. Now I'm going to have to bend this. You'll see why in a minute, but I need to bend this right about there. And that should do that. Then I'm going to take this here, take my masking tape, I'm going to attach this here so it don't go nowhere. Then I'm going to take and twist this one. Alright, so my battery died there while I was coiling it, so what I'm doing, as you can see, is I'm coiling this so it's nice and snug on the line here, all the way down. And then this one I'm going to tape. I'm going to tape this one like so. But if it was hooked up to a controller, I wouldn't tape it, I would just hold it out of the way. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to tape this. As I said, this wire is just for demonstration purposes only. It's not a wire I am going to reuse. Well, I may reuse it eventually. So now, I'm going to get the other parts to this little process here. Okay, so I'm back, and I made a few changes. I got rid of the tape, and I'm using binder clips instead. This is a really big bowl. I've made a few bends in here so that I can set this in the big bowl like so. Now the astute of you, or the observant of you, maybe have noticed that over there. What does that have in it? Boiling water. I just boiled some water. And what we're going to do is, and this is not something I'm making up, this is actually how you would recoil old phone cords from back in the olden days, back in the long ago, in the before time. This is how you would recoil them, and I'm going to recoil the same here. You take boiling hot water, carefully now, pour it in here, then I am going to let this sit until that water is no longer boiling. And you notice, see the air bubbles coming out of there? This is why you don't want to just drop it all in this. You can see the air bubbles coming out of that end. We don't want to get air in it. So even though I'm not going to use this cord again, I'm going to keep that cord up out of the water as much as possible, like so. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah, now I'm just going to let it sit here and steep like it's tea for a few hours, and then we'll come back and we will check something out. Alright, so this has been sitting for a little over an hour now, and it's now cool to the touch. It's warm but cool. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take this out, get all the water out of it. Then I'm going to go take this and I'm going to go set it in my freezer and leave it in there overnight, and that should set this new curl in. So we'll come back to this again tomorrow. Okay, so now this has spent the night in the freezer. It's kind of cold. I've been let it sit here and warm up for a few minutes. But it spent the night in the freezer, and now we're going to take it off and see what happened with it. Again, the reason why we put it in the freezer is, first of all, if we boil it, and by boiling, put it in the boiling water and let it sit in there, we're causing this, I guess we're causing the rubberized plastic on the outside to relax. into a new shape, and then put it in the freezer, we're causing it to keep that shape, retain it. So we're going to see what happened here. I'm going to try to get that little kink out of there. I don't want it to catch on it. This is just a temporary thing. I'm going to come up with some other concept of holding this together. Maybe I'll 3D print something. Who knows? But for now, I'm just using this. And I just want to get that little kink out of the way there so I can just slide it off if I can. Let's see. That's better. Now, I'm just going to slide this off of here. And there we go. Voila. If you remember before, I'll try to catch it before and after here just to give you a different, see the difference between them. Look at that. Yeah, the video itself took a little over 18 hours to perform, but it's actually just, like I said, it's a few minute fix. Some boiling water and wrap it around, and especially, now if you start using this and start stretching, it's going to stretch out again. But if you're trying to restore your system so it looks original and you want to put everything away pretty, this is great. So there you go. Quick few minute fix. Boiling water in a freezer. Have a good one.